So I recently went to Bali for a workcation, and I chose Bali because by most accounts it's a beautiful place. It is also low cost, and in recent years it has become a hub for digital nomads. So before boarding my flight, I went to lounge hop a little bit, tried the KF Gold Lounge as well as the Seth Premium Lounge. Both were excellent, and you can get lounge access with the cards I talk about in this video. So you can pamper yourself with some drinks and food before you board your flight to your destination. Is the plane fully booked today?
No, sir.
No? Okay.
Quite a number of empty seats.
Alright, budget business class. Now I really lucked out and got the entire row of seats to myself, and I found Singapore Air's food to be really good. It's been a while since I've flown with them, and yeah, I had no complaints throughout this flight. I booked via Singapore Air Spontaneous Escapes, just 11,900 miles plus $80 tax, which was an excellent deal. You can watch more information on my video. I tried going to Bali 3 times before and I failed each time. The first time I planned it with an ex, but we broke up before going. Bali curse is real, guys. And the second time, there was an active volcano which was acting up. And the last time I tried to go, it was of course COVID pandemic, and I lost my air tickets. But 4th time's the charm, and I was glad to be in Bali. Accommodation is pretty cheap in Bali, I guess. I paid about $70 for a budget hotel like this, and later on moved to a villa for about $95 per night because it was on discount. No complaints with either place, I think they were all pretty great. Wi-Fi has been pretty okay most of the places I've been to, so remote working wasn't an issue. The villa I stayed in unfortunately had pretty poor Wi-Fi, so I had to use Google Maps to look for cafes with good Wi-Fi, and that pretty much solved the problem. Plus I got to cafe hop a little bit and visited quite a few nice cafes with cheap food and fast Wi-Fi. On the go, I use AirAlo, which is an app that lets you buy eSIMs for countries you want to visit, and prices are pretty cheap. AirAlo sponsored me with this 3GB plan, and I found it convenient to set up, and there's no more buying SIM cards at the place you visit. The speeds were great, and I could surf sites like Reddit, which are blocked in Indonesia, so I suggest checking it out and using my link below so you can get $3 off your purchase. Food is very affordable in Bali, and the quality is just incredible. Almost every meal I had in Bali was good. In fact, there were so many highly rated places that I skipped anything below 4.5 stars on Google Maps. Local food can go for just a couple of dollars, and you can even get it delivered to your doorstep for a price that wouldn't even pay for the delivery fee in Singapore. Cafe food is about $5 to $10, and even fine dining establishments were about half the price of what you might expect in Singapore. I'm not a foodie, but the many different eateries and restaurants in Bali are really an attraction on their own, and if you are someone who's into food, you should definitely visit Bali. It is really just so good. So I settled in a routine of clearing work during the day and then going for the occasional dip in the pool. I tend to get lunches delivered, and being able to get most things on Gojek or Grab for 5 to 10 Sing dollars delivered in under 30 minutes is crazily convenient. After work is done, I will head out for a good dinner and perhaps grab myself a cocktail or 2 or 3. And I find myself taking long walks on the beach a lot, and in the later parts of the night I like to unwind with a massage. Services in Bali are very cheap, so massages go for $7 to $10 per hour, and you can get anywhere you want on bike rides that cost about $1 or $2 depending on your destination. I find the pace of life in Bali very comfortable. One can laze around at one of the beach clubs watching the sunset, or go for one of the night attractions if you are feeling up for it. And cost of living is so cheap that I didn't feel like I was breaking the bank enjoying myself. And I spent 2 weeks here, and I could easily go for another 2 more, and I think it's perfect if you want to look at somewhere to work for a month or so. The people are friendly and I love the life here, but when it comes to long-term living, I'm not too sure yet. I might have to explore less touristy areas than the places I stayed in. I would definitely be back. It's my first time here, but Bali has quickly become one of my favourite places in the world. As a place for remote working, this is some place I would definitely recommend to try out for at least a few weeks. In all, I spent 11,900 miles plus $80 for my flights, and then $905 for accommodation. That was $420 for 6 nights at the budget hotel, and then $485 for the villa. For daily expenses, I spent almost $500 for some 12 days, and this was for a lot of nice dinners, cocktails and massages. It's my first time in Bali after all, so I didn't want to watch my purse strings too tightly. Realistically, if I were to live here for a month, I think I could cut down the cost of rentals by doing monthly rentals, picking less touristy places, and I probably wouldn't be whining and dining so much. If there were any gripes I had for Bali, it would be that it's not a very walkable place. For many roads there were either no pavements or there would be dogs and scooters in the path. You have to use bikes to get around, so as someone who doesn't have a driving license, I could only do ride-hailing. Also, food and water hygiene was a little bit of a concern. The food was amazing, yes, but on day 3 I did get a case of Bali belly. It wasn't too serious except for a bit of vomiting, but it did make me a little less adventurous in exploring the different food options. I also used bottled water for toothbrushing, which was advised online, and it was quite an annoyance actually. Nonetheless, these weren't major issues and I thoroughly enjoyed my 2 weeks here. Now, if you like my content, please drop me a like and subscribe to my Telegram group, as I will be exploring more places like Bali for remote working, and you can check out my video I've done on Da Nang, and see you in those videos.